There we go.
Yo. Okay, let's, I'm just gonna try to start this show. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Hello everyone, you are listening to Video Gabecast, I don't know, episode 19, I think. Joining me this week is Ensign Pause.
Yo.
Not like pause on a cat.
Ensign Pause. Like, stop, like the pause button on your controller. Okay? Is it so hard to pronounce simple words?
I just think of cats every time, and
the
Lion King pause menu.
I'll be online playing some video games, and some people will say, like, Ensign Pause.
Oh,
pad.
no. That's not how you spell ensign.
Just watch Star Trek and it's Ensign, okay? If you ever watch Star Trek, it's Ensign, okay?
But that's like a rank, like a real life rank, too, right? Yeah, I mean...
It is, it's just, okay. I thought it was cool the time I...
Oh, that's why you did it, okay. How old is that?
I don't know, it's really fucking old. Like, when I first started gaming, which was like during Counter-Strike.
Wow, yeah,
Counter-Strike. Yeah.
I think I was Greedo. A lot. Greedo from Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I thought the Rhodians were cool, and I thought Rhodians were just all Greedo at that point, and then I realized no, that was the character's name.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of Star Wars, apparently they're re-releasing old Star Wars on Blu-ray, like not George Lucas-ified special edition old Star Wars, but the original theatrical release.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently, which I want because I got that shit on my PC because you can't buy it anywhere.
Oh, that's cool. Well, shit. I would totally get it.
Hopefully what I'm hearing is true. But yeah, I just hope it's not like $60 or something crazy like that.
You said it was for Blu-ray, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it might be... is it like the whole entire series or just like one DVD?
I think it would be like it'd be like a box set.
Oh, then it probably costs a
shitload of money, yeah. So, that should be cool. So anyway, I'm just going to look at my notes here. I'll just ask you, what did you play this week? Because I'm totally unprepared.
I've been playing a lot of Killing Floor a lot. I don't know. It's just like the whole. I've been stoked for the release of Killing Floor 2, so I've been playing a lot of Floor 1. And I forget when it's going to come out again, but
I don't think they gave a release date. But
yeah, I keep asking that same question every single podcast that we do.
Oh no!
When's it going to come out? When's it going to come out?
I think they actually may have. I'm googling this now. If you type in Killing Floor 2, it comes up immediately. I don't feel like wasting time on the podcast to look.
Well,
shit.
The fact is that I like Killing Floor because I like wave-based survival games where it's an FPS and you're killing not necessarily zombies. Like, I'm kind of done with the zombie genre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, monsters is more dynamic, I guess.
Yeah, I like scary stuff, and I love games like Blood, the old Monolith game. Killing Floor is not quite that, but I really noticed there's like not a whole lot of games that make you think of Halloween. Like, there are a few horror games here and there, but there's not like American Halloween kind of like graveyards and spooky shit, you know. Blood is exactly that old 20-something-year-old game. And then maybe like the Doom 3 Alpha are like the only two games that come to mind. Or like Resident Evil.
Killing Floor reminds me of kind of like the Doom, the old Doom days where all the enemies were different. Like there's like the spider brain coming around, and there's so many fucking different kinds of animals that are just creatures. And Killing Floor kind of reminds me of that. Even though there's not a lot of monsters, a variety of monsters, it kind of gives you that feeling. Like, And the enemies are overpowered too, so it just you can die anytime during a game.
Yeah, now it's like enemy design is so fucking boring. Like
Yeah.
everything in games right now is like so uninspired. That's why games like Killing Floor are cool, because it's usually the smaller teams that really care about what they're doing.
Exactly, and there's mods for it. There's different maps. I think there's this map called Santa's Lair. It was a Christmas map, but it's still going on today. It's one of my not my favorites, but it's one of the cool ones.
I think I played that one. I think I remember when that shit came out. I've been playing Killing Floor since the game like started, and it's pretty crazy to see how far the game has come. Like all the guns they've added, all the shit they've added for free.
Yeah.
I remember.
I think I've reached one level 6 character, and that's it. The other ones are like level 4, level 3.
Yeah, you beat me on the level 6. Because
What's that?
You beaten me on the level 6. I haven't gotten. I think maybe the machine gun perk, but I think I'm mostly like 5s. I have a few 5s.
As soon as you get to level 6, you get a weapon, like a really basic weapon from one of your classes.
Oh yeah.
So say for example you're level 6 demolitions. You start off with a grenade launcher instead of just a handgun.
Yeah, I think if you're the commando, it's a bullpup.
Oh, okay.
And that, it's kind of a weak gun, but it's super duper accurate.
Well, you can kill a bunch of zombies on the first wave and then sell it, and then get like an AK-47.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. That game's great. I cannot wait for Killing Floor 2.
Are you smoking pot right now?
No,
Because I hear a lighter in the background.
Oh no, that's actually coincidental. I just have a Zippo on my desk, but.
Oh, okay.
I can neither confirm or deny, but I can confirm that I have not been smoking during the show. But I was drinking beer. Yeah, it's classified information. I was drinking beer and I inhaled some and was trying to talk and was dying at the same time. So.
Oh shit.
Dying and talking. It's not easy to do at the same time.
Well, actually, it is. In Expendables, it is. Yeah, exactly.
It reminds you of the heavy.
Actually, a lot of people do that. They actually die and talk. Well, I wouldn't consider it talking.
Well, yeah, yeah. I learned that from video games. They always make some kind of weird noise in video games.
I learned all my life lessons from video games.
Yes. I've seen that T-shirt.
Killing Floor, yeah, Killing Floor. That's what I've been playing lately. What else have I been playing? I downloaded that game that you told me about, Expendables.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool game. I mean, it's 2D, but it's got that classic. I wouldn't say Contra, because Contra is way less violent than Expendables.
Yeah,
Expendables are just explosions everywhere, and it kind of. I mean, if you played Contra and then you play Expendables, there's kind of a parallel because it's what your roots are, but at the same time, Expendables kind of expands on that, I think 1,000-fold, and plus it's cool, just like blowing everything up.
I never really got to play Contra when it was real popular, mostly because my mom was like, guns, can't play, violence, it's all about killing. So.
No, yeah, I never was like the kid who was like, or my mom was never the person who was like, guns, violence. She always bought me guns when I was little, and I always used to play with them. Yeah, well, not gun, like guns, it's just like toy guns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but and fast forward 28 years later, I'm pretty good. I'm okay. I'm an okay guy, not killing people and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's. So, and this will come up later in the podcast, but I read Masters of Doom this last week, and there was a big chunk about that, how they blamed, id, the developers of Doom, for, Columbine and all this shit. It's just, a big part of that book is, how violent video games and government reacted to it and everything.
Oh yeah, they want to use scapegoats, but it's. I mean, I go on ScienceDaily.com a lot, and there's a bunch of scientific articles on there that are actually from scientific journals. And they've done like research on this, like whether violent video games affect you to the point where you actually perpetrate the crimes, and they haven't found anything at all.
No.
They've conducted the research, and there's no correlation between playing violent video games and perpetrating violent crimes.
No, and anyone that has played them knows, they know the act of murdering somebody on a video game is not like murdering somebody in real life.
Exactly. I mean, whenever I play Killing Floor, it's a pretty violent video game. You're killing a lot of creatures, and you're using a bunch of different guns, but after I play the game, and after I shut down my computer, I'm just like, let me go read a book. Or some shit like that, I don't know.
I mean, and it's not real, it's like...
Exactly.
But, like, I'm just glad that it's, 2014 and there's less of this conversation going on, there's less of blaming games, but I was thinking, what do you think the next thing is going to be? Like, back in the day, it was, like, music, and then it was comic books, and then it was, like, I'm just kind of simplifying this, but now, then it was video games just recently. I wonder what the next huge thing is going to be. It's going to be an enormous controversy for conservatives.
Right now, like, I don't know if it's for conservatives, but I think it's more for, like, the liberals. Right now, guns are an issue for them because they think that perpetrates a crime. That makes somebody want to kill somebody.
Yeah,
it's not really that,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell their logic is, but it's like, don't just take all the guns away, then all the crime will stop. And I'm like, do you think criminals buy their guns legally? Like, do you think people that are performing bank heists with fully automatic assault rifles went down to their fucking local gun store and bought one there?
Exactly.
You retards? No! So let's take guns away from the law-abiding citizens. And then who's gonna have them? Duh. Idiots.
It's more like culture. Somebody is raised in a peer group that puts emphasis on that kind of violence, and they're gonna eventually use a gun to kill somebody because that's where they grew up. So it changed the culture. You change the way that crimes are perpetrated, or you change crime at all. Because in Canada, there's a bunch of people who own guns. And their crime rate with guns isn't that high as it is in the U.S.
No.
So the same thing with the UK. What are you going to do with people who stab people in the UK? You're going to outlaw knives,
Yeah, there's plenty of violence in the UK. I mean, plenty of hand-to-hand violence too. Like, what are you going to do? Cut off people's hands?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking idiots. God. Thinking about this makes me angry.
Outlaw everything. Everything that's pointy, outlaw it.
Everyone's just in a straight jacket all the time.
Exactly. That's the way you're going to prevent crime. Well, you got to outlaw teeth, because those are bad too.
Everyone will have wooden George Washington teeth.
No, they'll have like those dog biter preventer things, whatever you call it.
A cone on their head?
Yeah, a cone on their head, yeah. A cone on their mouth. And straight jack.
I was thinking, like, I thought you were going with a shock collar, like if anyone tries to get violent, they get zapped.
And that.
This is really starting to feel like the Truman Show or something.
I don't know.
But here's the thing, in the last, we'll move on from the gun thing, but it's like, it mystifies me when people say, government, please write more laws. It's like, when people are like, yes, take away more of our freedom or whatever, give the government one more inch to take from us, because they're already up our ass. So, anytime a violent crime comes, someone goes, we need, all these people go, we need more gun laws, we need more restrictions, we need more this and that. We have enough right now. We have more than enough gun laws. At least in Oregon, we
there's
do.
there's a lot more gun laws in Mexico, and that doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah, there's
there.
gun laws where there's tons of freaking crime. Look at the statistics. Look at fucking L.A. I mean, California.
Well, yeah, exactly. The northern states, northeastern states, there's I forget what the name of the city, but it's either Chicago, Boston, not Boston. I think it's Chicago, maybe. They've abolished guns in that city.
Wow.
Yeah, the crime rate for guns is the highest in the country. Yeah.
Funny how that works out. Take guns away from the people that are using them legally. Who's gonna have them? The people that aren't, idiots.
Yeah, leave them defenseless.
It's just moving on, but it just defies.
Makes me want to play Expendables.
Oh my god, that game! I've been so down on video games lately because it's just fucking nothing. And then I played Expendables, and I was like, for a 2D game, this shooting feels really good. Like the guns feel fucking powerful, and you know, it was a pretty good, you know, hit that pleasure sensor in my brain. Same when I play like id games with really good shooting.
I had to modify the controls for it because I couldn't really like work with just one hand because you move with like WASD keys and you shoot with X and Z as the default settings.
Don't you have a 360 controller?
I do, but it doesn't work on Windows 8.
Oh, really? What?
I've tried. Maybe there's an update. Maybe there's an update that's been recently put out. But like as of like 3-4 months ago, I tried using an Xbox controller on my laptop, Windows 8 laptop, and I couldn't do it.
That's crazy.
I tried all solutions online. I tried like modifying the settings, and it would never detect like the Xbox controller. I'd plug it into my USB port, and it just wouldn't detect anything. You know.
Yeah, it's funny because now the Windows 7 supports like Xbox One controllers and shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I guess that's an issue.
I don't know why they would be adding more features to 7 and not 8, except for the fact that no one likes 8. But they should.
Nobody likes Windows 8.
No, but they should at least, give the people that have to suffer with it the features that Windows 7 has. I mean,
that shit was forced on me, man. Windows 8. I bought my laptop and it came with Windows 8, and I didn't have any.
Yeah, I got to the point where we were, acquiring Windows by not totally legitimate means, because it's crazy fucking expensive. And then I finally just said, "I'll forget it. I'll just buy myself a copy of Windows 7. I've had enough. They've beat me." Because I have a PC, a custom PC, and I'm not gonna buy another PC when the time comes to it. I'm gonna replace the part when it's super old.
Mm-hmm.
So until Windows 9 comes out and it's a smash success, I'm going to keep using Windows 7. Yeah, they're going to have a great operating system after Windows 8.
Windows 0. Like Xbox One was very unintuitive.
Oh my god.
The title, I mean.
So, funny story about that whole Xbox One title thing. I was looking on, I think it was Elgato. I was looking at an Elgato on Amazon, and it's like a capture card, an external capture card, basically, for your consoles.
Yeah.
And it said it works with PlayStation 3, Xbox One, Xbox 3. They actually wrote Xbox 3 on this thing. I said, "What's that? Did they write this before the console came out? Like what?"
Xbox 3.
Dead serious. I can send you the screen grab sometime. It's pretty weird.
That's funny.
I looked at that and my mind was blown. Play anything else awesome?
Let's see. I've been playing. Have you played XCOM? I mean, I mentioned it before. And
no, I don't. That's strategy stuff. I'm too simple. I'm too into beating rocks together and being a simple man that likes blowing shit up.
Like I said before in previous podcasts, it's a turn-based strategy game where you have a command of like 6 or four squad members when you first start, and then you eventually build up to 6 squad members against like an alien invasion.
Yeah.
You respond to different threats around the world. But I recently downloaded a mod for it called the Long War mod, and it expands the game by like 100-fold. So when you first download the game and play it, vanilla version, you have like a certain amount of perks and like different amounts of like things that you can do in the game, which are, you know, they're pretty expansive in itself. But the Long War mod kind of expands all the vanilla concepts to like 100 folds. I've been playing that lately.
That's pretty cool.
Other than that, that's pretty much it. I haven't really, like I said, Killing Floor has been
Your life.
The time waster of like the previous 2 weeks.
Oh, when I was really into that game, man. I mean, look here, hold on. Where I'm booting up Steam now. I want to see how many hours I put into that fucking game. Because like when you're into Killing Floor, man, it's like
it just takes you over.
Especially because you got in. Oh, apparently Killing Floor 2 may be coming out in March. I just happened to see that headline from earlier. You got into it when it was like really had so much content. I got into it and it was so bare bones, and like the headshot hitboxes were kind of so. It's got to be extra better to start as the game's pronounced and you know, it's all fleshed out and everything. It wasn't in the state. It wasn't in the state that it is now back then, like fucking 4 years ago or whatever.
Fuck you, Skype.
And we're back. The call
Yep.
dropped.
Are you like on the other side of your room or something?
I had my mic folded up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just screaming from the other side of my room.
Cool.
So if you have not been playing anything else. Oh wait, what were we talking about? XCOM, yes.
We were talking about XCOM, and then I went back to Killing Floor, and now I just.
Oh yeah, Killing Floor is good.
That's it. I've been.
Killing Floor is good, and you got into it right when the all the content was out. So I had like half the content you had.
I would like to play. Now that I've been playing a shit ton of like FPSs, I would like to play like just like a regular like couch co-op. I know I've been trying to research like games that girls would like, and there's not a lot of them because my girlfriend she likes Civilization and what else does she like? She likes XCOM and like simple strategy games.
That's she might like Walking Dead. I mean, it's not a strategy game, but you know, if she wants to watch you make story decisions and have a scary story about like zombies and stuff.
I tried to get her into it, but she wasn't very fast at responding to like the interactive parts of it.
I kind of had moments like that too, where I'm like, shit, I had to make a decision. Oh no.
What the fuck do I do?
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so stressed out playing that game. Like there are moments that season 1 was really good. I didn't play season 2. I may eventually, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I have not heard like amazing things about that.
Oh really?
I mean, I haven't heard that it's bad, but not like the first one, you know.
I want to see what the reviews for Dead Rising 3 is.
Yeah.
I always like those games.
Well, it's on Xbox One, so I'm sure you could find reviews for it.
Oh, is it?
It's been out for a while on Xbox One. Yeah, I did not like Dead Rising 1 because it just felt way too Japanese for me. Meaning, it had all those antiquated things that you'd see in a Capcom game. Kind of like when you play Resident Evil, and it's like, I still have to turn my dude before I run? What?
It did feel like a Capcom game, except there was like elements that were trying to cater to the American public.
Yeah, and I like games that feel Japanese, but not when it's the bad part of Japanese games that people like to forget about when they don't feel modern.
Anime girls.
I thought there was a ghost in the room.
I'm trying to imitate an anime girl. I guess I'm really bad at it. I don't know.
Oh my god. I don't know what that sounded like. I'm trying to form something in my brain. Like, what makes that sound that Ronnie just made?
I don't know. I was trying to imagine like an anime girl, who looks really attractive, and she's like squinting her eyes and like putting her mouth on her mouth.
Hand on her mouth.
Hand on her mouth. Yeah, fuck that. And just going.
Speaking of smoking weed.
Exactly. Mouth on the mouth.
Well, that happens too when you smoke weed. Carrying on from smoking weed.
Oh, before we go on, fun fact. What's it called? Couples are less likely to engage in physical aggression toward each other when they have smoked pot.
Yes. I mean, of course. Alcohol causes so much violence, and then it's legal, and pot, It's like, I don't know.
I read that on a train. I was on ScienceDaily.com, and I was looking through some articles, and I saw that article.
I believed that even before you said it, because nobody has motivation to use that kind of physical activity when they're stoned.
Exactly.
And I'm burping a lot.
You are.
I was trying to talk, and this stupid, crappy ham said I'm drinking. I said it like German.
You're drinking ham? I'm drinking Bridgeport IPA.
Yeah, you're drinking much better beer than I am. I just grabbed this because it was cheap. And I can drink a bunch of them while I'm, doing something like this. And the thing about IPAs is you want to keep drinking socially, and then next thing you know, you're like, gotta go home now.
Well, you're too drunk?
Well, yeah, if you're drinking IPAs like the way you want to drink when you're talking to people, you want to keep the night going. That's why I drink crappy watery beer often.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't just can't put back 10 freaking IPAs. I know I can't.
Yeah, it's IPAs are pretty strong, and like I've tried doing that at social events. Like I tried drinking IPAs, like I do like a Budweiser or like a I don't know, a PBR, and just after like 6 beers or 4 beers, I'm just like, oh, fuck, I need to slow down.
Yeah, man, they fuck you up.
Yep.
It goes straight to your head.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I watched a bunch of movies lately. I went to the Red Box the other day and I got Out of the Furnace with Christian Bale, and what's his name? Not Ben Affleck, but he might be his brother. Anyway, I forget his name.
Matt Damon.
Yes, Matt Damon is Ben Affleck's brother.
Yeah,
Matt Damon. I actually was really impressed by it. Out of the Furnace. Oh, I smacked my mic with my beer. I was really impressed by Out of the Furnace in a lot of ways. Story was not one of them. It had really good, had good music, good cinematography, very good acting. All the acting was totally spot on. What's his name? The Zombieland guy. Damn it. Super popular. Just forget his name.
He's the guy with the shotgun and the SUV?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is totally scary in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, is he scary? So it's just, the problem is this movie is a revenge movie, and it's pretty good right up until the revenge movie part of the movie shows up. And then right after that, the storytelling is just, you got to get this guy because he wronged you. It's kind of how a lot of these revenge movies are. But the rest of the movie is really good. It's just it's a revenge movie. It's nothing special. It's not The Punisher. I think The Punisher is a good revenge movie.
Yeah.
This kind of is not.
Hmm.
But it's definitely worth seeing. If you just want some good atmosphere and good acting, watch it.
Have you seen Dread?
Yeah.
Dread.
Yeah.
I recently saw that movie. Like,
Oh.
oh, that's so fucking cool. Like, the first like 10 minutes of it was kind of like, oh, is this an indie film? Is this amateurish? Because of the drug scenes, you know how it
Yeah.
looks downtown. I was like, oh, this is a little long for a big.
It felt like a foreign movie or something.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, it just kicks in all the violence and all the fucking shit and like the shooting, and it kind of reminds me of like the regular RoboCop movie, the kind of dark, violent crime nostalgia. You know?
I know a lot about the original RoboCop. I have never seen RoboCop, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not, yeah.
It's a pretty violent movie, and it has a really dark storyline to it. It's nothing like the current, the remake of it, like the current remake of it.
I heard it's good, but there's a lot of people that kind of wanted it to be more like the original with super duper violence and stuff.
Well, I think it's because, I don't know, the storyline for the current one, the current remake, is that he's like he didn't die, and he still has his family, and in the original he gets brutally murdered.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a year later, he's reanimated into a cyborg, and he lost his family. He's having like flashbacks, and he goes back to his old home. And it's been resold, and he has like he starts like losing it as a cyborg, you know.
I need to see this movie.
Yeah.
I keep telling myself I'm going to.
It's a good movie, dude. It's a 1980s movie that's very dark. I don't know if you'll like it. You'll like it.
I need to put that on my list because
if you like Dread, then you'll like RoboCop.
Speaking of Dread, there's another movie called The Raid. It's basically, apparently, from what I heard, like the same thing as Dread.
It's not a World of Warcraft thing, right?
No, it's a movie with Francis in it. You know who Francis is?
Francis.
He's the YouTube guy, the fat guy on YouTube that. Oh, if you don't know fat guy on YouTube that plays video games, and you don't know Francis.
Does he have a lisp?
Yeah.
And he like does rants like really.
Yeah.
He
He did a video where he was like looking for the Mountain Dew, but he like walks out of his room with a staff, he's walking staff and like a hat, and like wizard's hat or something weird. I don't remember, or maybe I'm imagining that part. But he has the staff, and he's like, "Hey, where's my Mountain Dew? We're about to go raiding here." Anyway, when you brought up some geeky, like, World of Warcraft movie, I just thought of him being in it. Because
I see.
That would be pretty fucking... I would watch that. It would be horrible. And I would enjoy every minute of it. But yeah, apparently The Raid is like the same thing as Dread, from what I heard. It's a foreign movie, I think.
I see.
I saw that. I saw 47 Ronin, which was that weird Asian... like Japanese. It looks like a Japanese movie, but Keanu Reeves is in it.
He's Japanese, right?
Dude, it's the worst thing about this movie. Oh my God, Keanu Reeves stands out like a sore thumb all the way through the movie, and it's the most annoying thing. He is not a samurai. I'll tell you what.
Well, I think Tom Cruise is Japanese too, right? He's a samurai in a
Tom Cruise. Okay, the character in that movie was an American that got, he got turned into like a prisoner of war, for lack of a better word.
I actually like that movie.
I love The Last Samurai, and it's one of the best soundtracks ever made. Point is, there's no, unless I missed something in 47 Ronin, there's no, hey, this guy's actually American, we're establishing that. It's just this whitey, like, dressed up, I think they call him half-breed a bunch in the movie, but it does not justify the fact that he's just a whitey trying to be a samurai, and it's kind of embarrassing. Even though he actually does a very good job with the fight choreography. Um,
I guess I'll have to. Is it a good movie?
it's really good with like the special effects, and the fight choreography is really really good. It's just an extremely good looking movie. The wardrobe, everything looks great, but the story's kind of, it's basically like the like 300 is a real event, but they shoved monsters into it for the movie.
Well, the monsters are real,
What? Of course. Now it all makes sense.
Yep. And the hunchback, the traitor hunchback he really looked like that.
He just fled the Disney set and ran over to Leonidas and was like,
and Leonidas was just as obnoxious as he was in the movie, in real life.
Everyone had beards.
Yeah, everyone had beards and everyone had six packs.
Actually, apparently the fitness they got into for like 300 and the second 300 movie was like it was like grueling fitness to get in the shape that they were in. Apparently, there's like I think a documentary about it. Anyway, but it's kind of this movie 47 Ronin is kind of like 300 because I think it's a true story with monsters shoved in. With that said, it's just kind of the girl gets kidnapped. They go to get the girl back. It's kind of like that.
Oh, I see.
But it's still really good. It's still a very very well made movie that kind of falls short in the story department. Kind of like the first movie I mentioned. And I watched Blade 1 and 2, and holy shit, is that first Blade movie dumb in some parts. Oh my god. Have you seen Blade?
I've seen all the Blade movies, yeah.
The part in the beginning where the lightning bolts are shooting out of their forehead, what the fuck?
I don't know, at the time when I haven't seen Blade in a long time. I think last time I saw was like when I was, I don't know, 14, 15.
That was some anime bullshit.
At the time, it seemed really awesome.
Yeah,
but I guess if I saw it again, it would be pretty dumb.
Lightning shooting out of their foreheads for no fucking like.
Hell yeah!
They set them up in a circle and they did the blood ritual thing, but like it was part of a ritual, but still it was just like why lightning? I don't know. Anyway, second one is actually way better, of course, but the thing that boggles me about the second movie is Donnie Yen is in that movie, and if you know who Donnie Yen is, he's a Asian actor who's one of the best when it comes to like martial arts movies. He's in the movie. He's in Blade 2. He's got two swords. He's like looking all badass. He has like one fleeting moment in a fight scene, and that's it. And he's easily the best fighter in that whole cast, like in real life. But they just put him in there and don't use him. Okay. Why? It's like getting Jackie Chan in your movie and then, like, he doesn't do any fighting. I don't know. But that movie was actually way better than the first, except for CG Wesley Snipes looks really funny in 2014. I don't know if you noticed.
He's in that movie?
Wesley Snipes is Blade.
Oh, alright, I see. Okay.
And so there are parts in the fight scenes where he turns into CG.
I'm sorry. I was totally like wandering off to another movie. Sorry.
What movie were you thinking of?
I was thinking of the Expendables for some reason. I was thinking of the Expendables in the entire conversation that
Are you
were
playing Expendables while we're talking?
No, I'm just
okay.
wandering off, dude.
I wonder where that is.
This guy's stupid.
Well,
Wesley Snipes not in Blade? What the hell's wrong with him?
Stupid isn't the word I was going to use, but we will.
You dumbass.
There are moments in Blade 2 where they're fighting and he goes all CG to do things that human beings cannot do. So like, he would do some crazy jump kick or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just CG shoved into a fight scene, like, and it's just a really bad transition. But it's pretty good. I don't know why I'm watching. I downloaded them literally about the same time last year, because I wanted to see them for Halloween, and I never bothered. So Halloween's here again, just out of coincidence. And I'm like, hey, Blade, 2 years later. Huh. I don't know why my voice cracked.
My balls just went to my body. Oh.
It sounded like Steve Carell. Or so I just thought a 40-year-old virgin for some reason.
That's funny.
So it says, I'm just going to shove news in the middle because I can. They're remaking the Resident Evil GameCube remake.
Why would they do that? We have
apparently.
Okay.
Here's the thing: they probably can't make a good Resident Evil game anymore, because the last two were awful. But they're apparently remaking this with modern controls and shit, so that means I might actually try it. But it's still, I'm kind of with you, where it's like, you can't just make a new game that's good. I mean, just make a new spooky Resident Evil game that, like I said before, feels like Halloween. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to buy it.
I wouldn't trust it unless a bunch of people said, hey, it's 10 out of 10, you can just run like a normal game, you don't have the tank controls, you know.
I like Resident Evil, I just don't want to buy another one.
I think 4 was the obvious pinnacle for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then 5 and 6 were... apparently they were doing a lot of outsourcing, Capcom was. And they recently said, we're going to stop that, because look at all our games recently. Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, I would buy it if it was at a reasonable price. I mean, not too expensive, maybe like $19. I guess it's not too much to ask for. It's just too many games out there, Resident Evil titles.
This won't be like... they're giving this the full treatment. Like, this is a full-blown remake. This is not like we're gonna up-res a PS1 game.
Oh, right.
So they're actually making a game. So now this is it's kind of based off the GameCube version, so I don't know how far they're lifting it, but I've seen pictures and it looks good. I mean, it looks like a modern game. So, I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know what it'll be.
Yeah, definitely not a rehash. I don't think it would be, because they're always different levels and different, like, it's always different levels for every Resident Evil game out there. It's not like Call of Duty game where it's just a rehash. Shit over and over again.
Yeah, those Infinity Ward games kind of bore me. Like, I like Treyarch. I like Black Ops.
And you like Madden 2016. Madden NFL.
I mean, I'm sure people say it's really good, but I played Madden 99. I liked it a lot. And then anytime I played another football game after that, I said, I played this game. Nope. I'm kind of not wanting to... And people say, oh, they totally changed it and everything. Like, I'm sure they totally changed it, but I don't have the attention span to play football games anymore. I'm kind of over it.
I'll play Tecmo Super Bowl. That's the only game I'll play.
I'll play, like, the old baseball games on, like, Sega Game Gear and, you know...
Pong.
I'll play Pong with 2 people.
Yeah.
But not alone, because that's lame.
Yep.
So this week, like you, I played Expendables, and yeah, it was super awesome, and I was actually impressed.
Huh.
I don't know what else we can add to Expendables, except for I bought Broforce because I played Expendables.
Yeah.
I beat Doom 3 this week. I think Doom 3 is still a pretty good game. But I looked up the alpha footage for Doom 3, like before the game came out. Yeah. Everyone should see that, because I think that game would have been way better than the game they released. Because everything's just way slower, and believe it or not, when everything's slower and darker, it's just a lot spookier. It's hard to explain, but look it up. It's not a bad slow.
Well, I mean, it reminds me of No More Room in Hell.
Yeah.
It's a slow game, but at the same time, it's more spooky and it's darker.
Yeah, because if everything's just running at you all the time, it's not really...
Slowly creeping up on you until you die.
Yes.
Yeah.
But all zombie movies are great.
Yep.
So yeah, I beat Doom 3. It's still a great game. I got this bug a few weeks ago where I said, I just want to buy some old games because I'm bored and there's no fucking new games and I want to see how these old games hold up. So I went out and I actually had to buy a controller. I hooked everything up and realized I had actually bought a couple games, and when I came back I didn't have like a controller and shit, like memory card for my PS2. All the shit that we just kind of take for granted. I needed, I almost bought a video cable, but I eventually found one. So I got all the shit together, and the PS2 mostly works, but the controller kind of dies on occasion. But I managed to play some games. I played Rise to Honor, which was an old Jet Li game for the PlayStation 2. It's not very good.
Oh,
I mean, it's worth playing just for academic reasons, just to figure out what the hell this weird game was. It's kind of cool because the main game, the gimmick of the game is that you can use the right stick to do combat, which means you flick the stick in the direction of the enemy that you want to attack, and you leave gaps in your attacks to do different combos, but you kind of end up seeing the same combos often. But this was kind of like that Batman combat before anyone else had done it. That 360 degree combat.
I see.
And you can grab chairs and weapons and shit and throw them at people by pressing the action button. There are set pieces where you gotta like run from something, and one thing that bothers me about this game is that the action button is the same button as the block button. So you're running from a helicopter that's shooting at you, and you need to vault over something. You gotta hit that action button. But when you hit the action button, you block, which means your character stops. Now, if you're running from something and you need to vault over it, you want to hit that button quickly. You want to spam that button as you're approaching the object. You don't want to run up to it and then hit the button at the exact moment. You know what I mean? Because if you're early, you're going to block and stop in place. Meanwhile, this fucking helicopter's chasing you down. I died a few times because that fucking problem. You play old games and you run into this shit. We take a lot of the stuff for granted. The controls actually being coherent.
Yeah.
That game's, I don't know. I might play more of it. I might not. It's maybe not worth your time unless you're curious. I also got Dark Watch, which was an old original Xbox game, and it's kind of like it kind of plays like Halo, but it's like a vampire western. You are a vampire, and you have guns, and you got dudes running at you like Painkiller or Killing Floor or something like that, and you just kind of mow them down. The only thing is the levels they don't have a lot of variety, and you kind of end up seeing a lot of the same enemies over and over and over, so it gets a little repetitive after a few levels.
Yeah.
But, man, it's still a pretty okay shooter for when it came out. You shoot a dude and he goes flying. It's got good ragdoll physics. That's always satisfying. So, yeah, I don't know. If you're curious about old shooters for the original Xbox, Dark Watch is worth it just, for academic purposes like the other one.
Is it available on PC?
I don't know.
Ah.
I would Google it. I wonder if it's on GOG.com.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Because all I have is a regular, or not regular, it's an Xbox 360, so I don't know if it's...
It may or may not be compatible. You can actually...
Yeah.
You can find that list if you ever want to look in the future. It's frustrating how the backwards compatibility thing is like... I don't really freak out about it with modern games because so many modern games you can get online, get on PC, you can download them. So it kind of cut out the backwards compatibility issue.
Yeah.
But like old games, it's like not everyone has a PS2 or the Xbox. Man, that thing's a crate. No one wants to hold on to that.
Exactly.
It's huge. I don't know. I would look into that.
That's well, I don't have any other games to talk about because that's all I've been playing.
I poked around with Area 51, which is another old Xbox game. It's like you're in a, it's like you work at like this military facility, and there's like this biohazard outbreak, and then aliens are all over the place apparently.
Oh, I see. Huh.
So it's the shooting is the controller really vibrates like hell when you shoot a gun in that game. Like those old motors in that Xbox controller, that original Xbox controller, man, when you shoot a shotgun, those things go crazy.
What kind of this is kind of maybe off topic, but it's related to games. But what kind of like accessories do you have? Like, you have an Xbox controller for your PC. Do you have any other stuff like a joystick or anything like that?
No, I just use the. I mean, if I have to obviously use the mouse and keyboard, I will. But no, it's just a controller. But I have an Xbox, a PS2, Xbox 360, PS3, so I'll bounce back and forth between those. But yeah, I just have a Xbox One controller. My Xbox 360 controller actually broke recently, so I had to buy a new controller, and it was like the day after they released drivers for the Xbox One controller. So like, cool. Give me a reason to buy this shit.
Yeah. Well, for me, it seems like I'm just gonna have to like go on Amazon and buy like some other third-party controller that maybe looks like a Xbox 360 controller because it doesn't work on my.
Try plugging it in again. You might get lucky, but I don't know.
Oh, dude, I tried for a week trying to do that. I got
really?
over it. Yeah.
I wonder if there's any. I would Google that. Good controllers for Windows 8. I wonder if Logitech makes one, because Logitech, from my experience, is one of the better third parties. I don't want to poo-poo you, but damn, do I hate third-party controllers.
They don't feel like they're the real thing. Is that
well, the shape is different, and if you're lucky, that's the worst it'll be.
Oh.
But Logitech usually is something I prefer.
Oh, I see.
If I have to, but yeah, it's kind of frustrating. I mean, this is why people buy consoles. You know, I mean, we act like PC superior, and it is, but shit like this is why people look at us and go, I don't have time for none of that shit. I just want to put the game in and go. And I can't blame them for that.
Yeah.
Because I've had games that I bought and I go, this don't work, shit.
Well, with the console games, it's more like you don't have to like look around the keyboard for the right keys to press. You know, you just have one thing in your hand with a controller for the console, and it's just like it's very intuitive. It's motor skills, motor memory, and you don't even think about it.
Well, many people on the PC are now switching over to controllers because a lot of people are like hooking them up to their TVs and shit.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't know what else did I
Are you gonna get the Oculus Rift? I think it's on sale now. They're gonna be shipping out on October 14th.
I'm not really in a rush. I mean, I think I'll be more worried about getting an Xbox One and or PS4.
Oh.
And my next thing is I want to when I get all my bills squared away and I'm in a more clear financial state, I want to take out a credit card and get a PS4, an Xbox One, and an Elgato, so I can capture that shit. Because the Elgato is a capture card, external capture card, basically, and you can plug a lot of different stuff into it. I want to be able to, if possible, be able to play, a lot more console games. Maybe get like an NES or something, and just put out a lot of just a lot of content of weird, obscure shit. And there's so many, like, even though I don't care about Nintendo anymore, I'll still buy a bunch of cartridges just for the sake of capturing it and saying, what the fuck is this? And it would be fun just to buy old games and put them in and capture it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a higher priority than the Oculus Rift, to answer your question. I think I'm going to wait for that to be a bigger product before I dive in.
Yeah, I like playing like simulation games like DCS Combat Simulator, and
yeah,
there's another game called it's not very like action based. It's more like just exploration. It's called Diving Simulator or some shit like that, where you're underwater like exploring the bottom of the ocean, and it has co-op multiplayer with it, and it has Oculus Rift support or VR.
Oh, was that at E3 a couple of years ago, and there was like a shark or something?
I don't know. There's like, I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But there's no like, you're killing things in it. You're just exploring the ocean, the bottom of the ocean. So
weird.
I just want to check that thing. I just want to buy it just because I want to fucking have it.
Yeah, you're curious. I am too.
Yeah, and like it doesn't like. There's not just one screen. It has like two lenses, just like the eyes work. You have two lenses. It's just like your head, and it uses that same concept to immerse you in a 3D environment.
John Carmack is over there now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he quit id like 6 months ago or a year ago or something like that. So he was like the graphics designer at id Software forever, and he is the reason why id games feel the way they do. That's all code. Like when you're playing a shooter that feels good, that's because someone that's crunching the numbers really knows what they're doing. It's got to have that tactile feeling, and that's what Doom and id games always had. So, anyway, he's a master coder. He's always been at the beginning, at the front of the line when it comes to technology. And so, considering id has not put out a hit in a long time, I don't really mind too much that he's not there anymore, because I think they can afford to get some new blood in there. Because it might be good to have some change at id. But having him at Oculus Rift is pretty goddamn awesome, because they have all these people that gamers trust in there that know how to do their thing.
Yeah. Well, he's the one he's got all the notes, so
yeah. Yeah.
He's not a rookie programmer who's just going into the business.
No, not at all. Speaking of John Carmack, I'm going to use that just to launch into. I got the audiobook for Masters of Doom, and I listened to that, all of it, and it's all about id Software. Way back when they were not id Software, when they were at like a company like Soft Disk, way in the beginning, and they did like Commander Keen there, and so it chronicles everything up through the development of Doom 3, but they don't talk about Doom 3 much. It's just kind of it was still in development when they were writing that book. But it's really cool. Like there's stories in that book, like apparently I think it was like a Quake tournament where John Carmack was getting older, and he's like, I got too many Ferraris, so the winner of this tournament gets a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So he gave away a Ferrari to the winner of a Quake tournament, and the guy said, so John Carmack says to the guy, how are you going to get it home? Because I think he was out of town, from out of state. And the guy's like, well, I don't really know, I guess I'll ship it. So John Carmack came back with $5,000 so he could ship his Ferrari that he won playing a fucking video game. So, yeah, it's a great book. I recommend it to anybody that's curious about like the history of video games and like how we would not be in the same spot we are without Doom, without id.
Exactly.
It's awesome. It's kind of like that Steve Jobs book in a way.
Or how old people wouldn't be having as much fun as they would be without the Wii. At nursing homes,
Yeah, right. That's where we need to put all the Wii's, all the remaining Wii's, just like shove them in there. Because it's an interesting choice of words I didn't notice until after I said it.
I don't know. I never got into the Wii. I don't know.
I don't know. I had a Wii, and the only games I played on it, I played Resident Evil 4 on the Wii, and that was a great version of that game because you could use the Wiimote to aim, and it made it super accurate. I don't know, like there was other games like Boom Blocks looked pretty cool. I never wanted to pay for it though. I just didn't really use the fucking thing. I think I bought it to play old Nintendo games, like old, or Super Nintendo or whatever. But it was like I bought a bunch. Like I spent a lot of money on that Wii shop and never really spent too much time playing the games.
Super Mario Party? You didn't play that?
No, I Mario Party. Nah. I stopped caring about Nintendo at the N64.
Yeah. I didn't even get into N64 either.
No, I didn't either. Well, at that time, so I was playing my brother's games, and he had moved out, so I didn't have any money. He is much older than me. He was like 6 years older than me. So he moved out, and I just kind of kept playing. I think I just played Jedi Knight for like fucking 5 years or something. I got a PS1 like way at the end of that lifetime, like the last year of that lifetime. So yeah, I didn't. But the N64, from what I gathered, just like modern Nintendo systems, just didn't have many games, you know.
Yeah, it's probably a problem with it. It just people didn't want to like play the games. Like you got
the games
like you and I like playing Killing Floor and all these types of FPSs, and there just weren't that many for the Wii.
Well, the Wii, yeah. I was going on the N64, but yeah, the Wii was just, yeah. I don't know. It was not for hardcore gamers. So I don't know. It kind of collected dust, and I sold it. I don't know. I don't think Nintendo will ever be the company that I liked when I was super duper young. So.
Yeah. Well, anyway, dude, that's it. That's all I got for this show, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done too. I don't have. That's bad. I'm gonna play more Broforce and tell you how good the full version of that game is because it's only $15.
I wish companies or developers these days would make more demos. Yeah,
demos. What happened? Like during the original, like during the 360, like demos had this big resurgence, but now they're kind of dead again.
Yeah, I guess all you have to go on is just like the developer's marketing campaign, and that could be bullshit,
Well, I kind of like these little side projects like Expendabros that it's not even a demo, it's completely new content, and it's totally free, and it gets you to buy the full game. I mean, no one's losing there.
Yeah, and they also advertise for the movie, so I mean, just playing that game makes me want to watch the movie.
I loved Expendables 2. Like, it's actually genuinely good.
Oh, did you? Okay, yeah. I never seen the movies.
I recommend 1 and 2. I haven't seen 3, but people are kind of saying it's not so great.
Isn't it PG? Isn't it like a PG version, Expendables 3? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is people kind of... It just... Like, the third movie in a trilogy, a lot of times it's kind of a nosedive. It's just like corporate culture gets involved. So.
Well, they got Wesley Snipes in this movie now that he's out of jail. And they got Antonio Banderas in it.
It's weird because I was, like, watching Blade, and, like, the whole time watching him, that guy just got out of...
Yeah.
Weird.
Was it tax fraud or something?
Huh?
I think it was tax fraud or tax fraud?
Tax evasion or something.
Oh, I see.
It's funny because you can do, like, for example, Al Capone murdered a whole lot of people, did a lot of other crazy shit, but you know what they got him for?
Money.
Tax evasion, yeah.
You pay money.
So kill whoever you want, but you take money from the government, and then they'll come for you.
Exactly.
We try to take our money back, and they're like, you go to prison. All right, dude. I think this show's a wrap. Find me on Twitter, guys. It's Gabe0083 is the common name that I go by on the internet. Video gabecast. Just Google that. You'll find me.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you can find me anywhere as well. Steam. That's my fucking main place.
Steam is my home.
Steam is my home. That's where I live.
You're
That's
like
where I eat.
Eeyore's
Yeah.
House of Sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm hanging up now.
All right,
guys.
dude. See ya. Bye-bye.